Is that for the opener?
I don't know if we were going to use it at the beginning or the end.
I
But
thought
if
it
you
was just
watch,
the end.
sometimes, like right now, there's like a bunch of people in, but sometimes there's not.
Sure.
Sometimes
No,
it's
no,
like
it takes a
zero
while. I
for
mean,
like
we're a
15
little
seconds.
early.
Yeah, we'll do it at the end. We'll close with it. Be a
Oh
nice
my God.
closer.
I need to settle down. I'm
You're
fucking
very
hot.
mad about that.
I am hot, man.
Got it
I am.
bad, got it bad, got it bad. I'm hot
Man,
for
what the
line
what was
judge.
that?
Yeah, that was outside of the ref assisted last drive. Rough.
I mean, to be honest, the Seattle Seahawks previous drive was ref assisted as well because there was a very obvious, clear holding call on Sweat.
That's a
He broke through.
That's just a funny name. Like, what are the odds of
Yeah.
his last name being
Boy,
Flaherty?
gee, what are the
Sometimes I feel
chances?
like it's not
That makes me
his
feel
real
a little
name.
bit better. That makes me feel a little better.
The well, Drew is angry, and I am too about the what do you want
The
to call
missed
it?
intentional grounding call, which would have
Non-call on the
kept six
intentional
points off
grounding.
off the board. And honestly, the refs have called the entire second quarter was officiated very friendly to getting points. I mean, uh, yeah, there were some aggressively missed calls. The missed intentional grounding on Wentz though was an all timer because everybody is standing, and if you're
Well,
doing your
he's on the
job,
other side of
you
the
can't.
50 with that.
If you're doing your job, you literally cannot f that up, and they effed it up so badly. That was unbelievable, and that would have been a drive killer. You got second half lines up. You want to guess what Seahawks are?
I don't know, like I'd make it like a pick -1.
2.5, and it's juiced to the Seahawks. Minus two
Yeah, I
and a
mean
half.
Philly's offense outside of that drive looked really really bad. We wanted it to be like 10-0, 14-0, and then we were just gonna hammer the second half over and go to
Yeah,
bed.
and in the second half over is over 24, and it's already been bet up to
Yeah.
minus 126 to the over.
I think
Man,
I think we see some field goal attempts. Although now let's run back. Let's run back what we saw in the first half. Seattle's offense has looked good. Like they were stopped on a fourth and goal. I mean, the play calling is hilarious on these fourth downs at least. But I mean, Seattle's moving the ball up and down the field. What do we think of just like Seattle team total?
no, I think the Eagles defense is playing well.
Yeah, I don't. That's
They
what I'm
gave
saying.
up
I
that
don't
one
think they can
huge.
keep
They
that
gave up
up.
that one huge pass. They have had some sloppy penalties. Again, penalties on the Eagles defense. They get the retaliation penalty and the illegal
Yeah,
contact
that did
penalty.
keep that drive going. That
That
Slay
yeah,
penalty was so bone. It was like
that was
third and
really
long. That
bad.
was a boneheaded call. You're right.
Yeah, no, I mean the Eagles defense is playing up. Barnett's having an amazing game. The ground game is nowhere to be seen outside of that 116-yard touchdown run for Carson. They're getting nothing on the ground. Eagles have an 8-point lead, and excuse me, the Seahawks have an 8-point lead, and they get the ball first, I believe.
I mean, the 5.5 yards per play isn't. It's skewed. It's skewed because of the DK pass. But still, every game has a long play or two. Like, it's not awful. I'm not even going to tell you what the Philly yards per play is.
It's bad.
It's bad. There's been 11 penalties called. No turnover. Like, it feels like a sloppy game, but there hasn't been a turnover.
No, there will be. That'll add points at some point.
Oh my God, yeah. We were joking about that, how it seemed like this is just a continuation of a Bears game for somehow.
Yeah. I mean, the under came back to earth here. Now that limits are up, over 24 is down to minus 113 at bookmakers. So 24 was a very sharp number. They weren't going to give us 23.5 on this one.
Yeah, I think we have to take a side or team total here.
Pete Carroll, I think Pete Carroll, having gotten his, been aggressive and failing twice, is probably not going to be aggressive now, given the opportunity in the second half.
Yeah, there
Would
might
you
be
agree?
there might be a 19-yard field goal from Pete after that. He is that kind of coach who will just instantly second guess his. I like the aggressive. Both of those were goal. Like both of those were clear goes for me. And yeah, man, it's 14. 14 juice to the over. Yeah, like here's the answer. Don't bet the second half. Look for a fun prop or just take your money and put it in a low fee index fund. Or buy
Like Bitcoin?
buy
Buy Bitcoin?
you buy some. Yeah, Bitcoin is very low fee, unless you get taxed on it. Try not to let the government figure out what you're doing. Look at this asshole. He used his real name, Kyle Kyle
Joubert.
Gerbert
Joubert.
Gerbert. That's a dumb name.
Man, dude.
So let's say who starts with the ball? Seattle starts with the ball.
What do you think the first drive of the second half will result in? A punt, a score, or a turnover?
Well, I don't want to do a silly prop for the play. That's tough. Kyle Gerbil. What if they score though? Don't they get kind of conservative again?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I guess my main question is, what are the odds that the Philly offense is able to put together 2 more drives like that in the second half? That's what, because if they can't, then the Hawks put this into a game state where they're up 2 scores, and Pete just Carson, hide, Carson, hide. That's from Ren and Stimpy.
Oh yeah, right on.
That's where you knew that from.
Yeah,
I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah, first drive ends in a punt. By the way, is plus 145 for those of you who are interested.
Yeah, there's a 24.5 still on the board for me.
You're gonna take under 24.5?
It doesn't feel good. Everything's been touchdowns, and there's been a drive or 2 that stopped on a 4th down. But yeah,
I don't mind playing under 24 at minus 103.
Yeah,
the Seattle defense is playing well.
Yep.
Except and they're getting pass rush. The sacks are huge. You know, the offensive line for Philly is bad. You know, they are so beaten down from injury and really lacking in the pass protection department. I'm not worried about Philadelphia going wild here and scoring 1 million points. I'm either into the Seattle minus 2.5 or the under 24.
Yeah.
I think those are the 2 that have the best.
I just found a 24.5 minus 10.
Where'd you find that?
That's a good place.
Bet US or something, or sports interaction.
Like
UK,
bet105.ag.eu. Also, here's something. Frank and I discovered this.
Yeah.
It's when you say the name of the state where Las Vegas is, how do you say it?
Nevada.
Okay, so we were saying Nevada.
That's not correct.
Bovada. No, that's what the internet said. It's Nevada.
No, it's Nevada.
They said that's offensive to say Nevada. I need somebody in the chat to help me. I think I might have read. I might have read some bunk stuff because then we're like, so is it Bovada? Like we were very confused on this.
No, it's Nevada. It's Nevada. People think it's Nevada. No.
Oh, Andy's. Are we just going to do this every week, or we just get a bunch of people saying Andy's right? I don't know, but I feel like there's got to be somebody in here from Nevada. Should we be buying Bitcoin? Probably right. Everybody's saying it's Nevada. Like, that's not the way I want to say it either. I want to say Nevada.
Nevada? It's Nevada?
I want to say Nevada. Frank, it's Nevada.
It's Nevada.
So that means that the offshore is called...
No, he's saying that.
Bovada.
He's saying your pronunciation is correct.
Nevada? Bovada. Like, we have to say Bovada now.
Huh.
Yeah, it blew my mind too. Like I would have agreed 6 hours ago. I would have agreed with Whale.
I know you say Oregon, not Oregon.
Yeah, I screw that one up all the time too.
All right, do you
Illinois.
have an official play here? Do you have an official look?
I'm on the under.
You're on the under. Okay, I guess I'll play the under too, but I'm going to play it under 24 at plus 102.
Okay, I'm not
the
feeling
best number
great
I can
about
find.
it. So put 24 and 0.25. Play the Asian.
I can't believe the officiating in that half, man.
Joy. Yeah, if the officiating comes back to normal, I think we'll be all right. Will just calls it flyover country. It's not on the. If it ain't on the way to Maui, he doesn't know where it is.
All right, man. Sorry, a couple other thoughts on this one. Does the handicap change if Hurts gets to start in the second half? Do you start Hurts in the second half? What are you doing?
So I guess if I'm Douglas Peterson, I probably start Hurts in the second half. He hasn't looked bad, and again, you haven't given him enough of a chance anyway. Give him a
Picked up the
shot.
wrong helmet.
He picked up the wrong helmet. Total. That was a who was the running back for the on Friday Night Lights, the movie, not the TV show. Couldn't find his helmet. Didn't go in.
Miles.
No, not Booby Miles.
Booby
the backup.
Miles replaced-
I think
yeah,
it was Chris
backup, yeah.
Carson. Not Chris Carson is the running back. But either way, didn't find his helmet. Booby Miles knee. Rest is history. The Eagles' 2-point conversion might matter. That's a good point by the half. The fact that they might end up going for 2 at some point because it is 20. We're at 20, but there's a.
I love Seattle's goal line defense.
Chris Comer.
Seattle's goal to go defense this year has been amazing. And think about the Patriots game; they stuffed them at the end. The Vikings game, they stuffed them on fourth and putting away the game. Yeah, I don't mind being on the side of needing a Seattle stop on a 2-point conversion to keep this 24 intact.
Thurman Thomas forgot his helmet in the Super Bowl. How'd that Super Bowl go?
It was Chris Comer.
Chris Comer.
That's right. Chris Comer.
He ended up starting the next year, winning the title, I think.
Oh, is that right? Oh, cool.
Yeah. And the quarterback that year, he was the little boy from Sling Blade.
Oh.
Just
How about that?
Fun. Just gonna be, this game
fun
sucks.
Facts galore.
So it's just gonna be fun facts today. You want to talk about the suspension, Will Fuller? That's bad. And if anybody followed along on the Sunday scope,
forget any interest in Houston went right out the window when I saw
that
offense.
That
That
offense, his splits are way bad. His splits without without Nuke already were going to be bad this year because of the fact that he lost his best receiver, but now losing his next 2 best receivers and then having essentially your 4th receiver being cut, waived, released. Not great for this offense. So we were very big on probably adding Houston as a money line play when we talked about it on Sunday. And that's we're probably going to take that and just put it back on the shelf.
I agree. I did add one more side.
What'd you add?
Do you want to guess? We talked about it a little yesterday.
So the only side I have
the Rams,
currently,
and I added one more.
I have
one more
the Rams
buy low
as well.
spot.
Let me pull up the board quick.
Okay.
And just look at odds for the NFL.
You could probably guess.
Well, yeah, I haven't thought. My mind has been on college basketball today.
Oh, for sure.
So a buy low spot for you. Oh man.
This is probably the second biggest buy low of the season.
I mean, are you going to back New Orleans?
Maybe third biggest buy low of the season.
Is it New Orleans? On the road? I don't like that at all.
It's the Raiders.
Chicago?
It's the Raiders against the Jets. The Raiders' game score was impossibly bad against the
fact
Falcons.
that they had 5 turnovers.
It was so
that
so,
offense
so
is
bad.
That offense is definitely orders of magnitude better than what we saw.
Yes. I have the Jets as 8.5 points worse than an average team. And the Raiders are a little bit better than average.
Yeah, I haven't even run my number on
so
that
should be a 10-point spread.
What would be the team? What's the team total on that? That should
on
be
the Raiders.
Play. Yeah,
the Raiders are going to score 30. Yeah, their offense is going to get right for sure.
That's not a bad look too. Is the team total? So you're looking at a 47. So 23.5 plus 4, 27.5. If you can find a 27.5, that's a play.
I don't mind laying the points. Just
both. I'm just both. Any which way.
I did it last week with the Dolphins. It was a good get right spot. I'll do it again this week with the Raiders. I mean, the Jets. They may get there some points in this one. This may be an over spot if there's no weather, but I don't mind having the Raiders in this one at all.
If you think I'm not teasing the Raiders, you're out of your gourd.
We got one other
27.
I added one other total. We bet the over in Jacksonville, Minnesota. I added one other over. You want to guess which one?
Let me look.
We might have talked about it.
We looked at a couple. Been bad at guessing today. So
this one is assisted by a little line movement against what I thought was a fair play.
I'm halfway looking at Cleveland, Tennessee under.
It's not crazy.
But I know that's not yours because otherwise you'd have told me so. Chargers over?
Yes, that's it. Good guess.
I can see it.
Over
I can see it.
47. Over
Like
47.
that's right up your alley.
Bang. Yeah, it is. And I mean,
Oh, overtime.
that's going to be a fun one. 47 is a good play there.
Yeah, I'm giving out secret pod plays here. Don't worry, we'll settle on some team totals when we record on Wednesday.
Yeah, for sure.
Which recording on Wednesday might get scooted all around based on when they're going to play the football game. Jesus.
Do you think
what we're doing.
Do you think that the refs are going to lose their job over that missed intentional grounding? That was
No.
30. That was like a 30-yard and a down swing. Like it was a 30-yard swing.
I mean, what's the rules now on that stuff? They get graded after the thing. Like, will they get some sort of penalized, or do you get a
I don't know.
game check, or
I don't know. Everybody on the field missed it, and they didn't even freaking talk about it. That was unbelievable. And now,
the thing they keep
this was
going
an opportunity to give Slay a DPI, and they didn't do it. So maybe
the
they're not
stupid
playing
reffing. The guy that you have with the announcers, who's like your ref expert. I don't even think they asked him about it. They're just like, oh, that didn't get to the line of scrimmage, did it? Pete Carroll's pretty mad. All right, on to third down.
Ooh, good question. How much my power ratings go up if Anthony Lynn was no longer the coach?
So I don't factor that into my raw. It's not my raw power rankings for sure.
Yeah, I would just be more willing to bet them.
We spoke to somebody about this, and I won't speak for Drew, but in my raw power ratings, I don't take coaching into account at all. That's after. Like, I want to compare the teams on the field, and then there is adjustments for coaching, especially when it's coaching mismatch or when, I don't know, we talked about this too. It's going to be hard to quantify, but there are some people that are trying to do it, and God bless their hearts, because they're putting some good effort forth on, the what have you, the putting a number to how aggressive a coach can be, or putting a number to how aggressive a coaching staff is, how many right calls they're making. There's a lot of these, and some of these aren't even people.
First drive punt. Cash those plus 145s. The chat is on fire. I hope everybody caught that. Good play, guys.
Yeah, somebody remember yesterday when somebody had a free play and somebody just kept saying, like, Tongan touchdown, Tongan touchdown.
Tongan touchdown. Okay, let's answer some more questions. What's
your favorite band in your teens?
Oh, wow. Yeah. What was your favorite band in your teens?
Oh, that's tough. I'd like to remember
your teens were a not great year for rock. They really started to drift in a bad direction. It was the Blink 182 and then right into the goth. The
horrible shit.
What was the dark? What God? It wasn't
Godsmack.
No.
Remember Godsmack?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I'm not saying I didn't buy a Kid Rock album or two, but probably
like Queens of the Stone Age. You look like a Queens of the Stone Age guy.
I listened to a lot of Sublime.
Sublime, yeah. Foo Fighters.
I mean, as soon as my buddy's like, "Hey, you want to try this weed?" and it's like, all of a sudden I'm like, "Yeah, I do like reggae."
I was a big Weezer guy. That's true.
Weezer was huge. I listened to a lot of romance. Yeah. I listened to a lot of classic rock though too.
Yeah. No, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
so you were like,
I did. I listened to a lot of old shit.
I got you. I understand. Classic rock, like early 90s.
Yeah, no, like Bob Seger.
Like Pearl Jam and Nirvana and shit. Soundgarden.
Oh, I mean, we did listen to fucking a lot of Soundgarden. Daft Punk. My buddy would make the worst mixed CDs. Like,
did you get into Audio Slave?
Audio Slave was good. Yeah, Coach. Yeah. My buddy made this a burnt CD with 2 songs because he couldn't think anything else he wanted. He just wanted to listen to those 2 that day. And it was a Jay-Z song and Joe Walsh, Life's Been Good. And we listened to that CD for like years. Like, put in the Joe Walsh CD. Like, because he was an idiot.
I like that. I like it, man.
Farm. Rage. I did like Rage.
Well, listen to smooth jazz. I didn't listen to smooth jazz, but I actually my most listened to like tracks now, because I listen to it while I work. is pretty jazzy.
Synthwave.
I like
Juice Newton.
yeah.
You don't know who Juice Newton is, do you?
Juice Newton, Queen of Hearts.
Okay. I would have also accepted Angels of the
one.
Morning.
What's the exercise one? No, that was a different.
No, that's physical. That's Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Newton-John. Yeah, I get them confused.
Physical.
Yeah,
Steely Dan does kind of wail.
Yeah.
What was your pre-swim warm-up?
Oh shit, man.
Music.
Dude.
I'm just picturing the Michael Phelps really angry meme face.
So
he's like in his thing.
Xanadu was. I remember. So back in the day when I was a youth swimming, I pull out the Walkman and put in the tape and play on the tape off the Walkman for sure. And I had the yellow waterproof one, And I would listen to Eddie Money, "Take Me Home Tonight." And that whole Eddie Money CD, that would get me pumped up for the race. Like 80s, man. It was the late 80s.
Just
it was
like
good stuff, man.
Said.
Yes. After that, when I got into high school, it was 100% rap. Like the harder core of the rap, the more fired up I got to swim. Like it was and it was like deep cuts too. I mean, it was stuff that I haven't heard in 10 years, and it was
like Sea Murder.
Nas was amazing. Nas had a couple amazing albums, but Nas was too chill and melodious. I was into the
thrash rap.
DMX, absolutely, just some DMX.
Woo! Y'all gonna
that guy.
It's like, what? I just gotta give him a Duke up.
My best event was the breaststroke. I was a breaststroker. State champion in the breaststroke, matter of fact.
Yeah, not a real state.
No one can stroke breasts like I could in 1999 in Massachusetts.
Bone Thugs. Oh, that's a good deep cut.
2 Live Crew for sure.
Crew for sure. Tribe Called Quest, I do like. They're pretty chill, but you can't like knock Tribe Called Quest.
No, and that's a good call for tonight. I'm going to put some on as I watch the rest of this Philadelphia game. Since
don't you live near El Segundo?
Do I? Yes, I do.
That's a song. I like Award Tour a lot too.
Oh, they were actually a New York band. I don't know why I think of them as Philly. Huh? Q-Tip wasn't from Philly. He was from New York.
Who knows?
Yeah, he was. West New York City. Huh? How about that? Anyway, all right, man.
Dre Day, AK. Who's worst GM in sports currently? It's a tie between a couple of them in Chicago.
In sports?
In all of sports. See, we're going to throw hockey out because we just don't
Michael
know
Jordan is pretty bad.
He is kind of bad, isn't he?
Like, really bad. He gave Terry Rozier, Scary Terry, like $50 million. That might be worse than what Bill O'Brien did, trading away Hopkins for two.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien's out of the conversation.
Bill O'Brien's out of the conversation.
Outcast is a great call, by the way.
I listened to Outkast. That was the first. When I got into,
I know every word to Bombs Over Baghdad, and I can do it fast. It's not good. Yeah. Jordan is a GM. Jordan isn't a GM. That's fair. And Bulls do have a new GM. Sorry, Reed. Fine, it's Nagy.
It's Nagy.
Or excuse me, Pace.
Ryan Pace is pretty.
Pace is pretty rough. Bad. Just because he's just dragging it down because he's stubborn.
Yeah, the worst team construction in the NFL is probably Chicago. Yeah.
Woody Johnson's brother?
Or is that you know what else? You know who else? You know who we just blew right by? Blew right by. Because he's been out of mind for a while. Mr. David Gettleman. He used a second-round pick on Sack Barkley and then took the worst of 4 amazing tackles in the draft somehow screwed that up. Somehow got the worst one. Yeah.
Jerry Jones has a Super Bowl. Don't you say that. And that's the worst thing about Gettleman. He's like he tried to claim to claim the success of like the Carolina Super Bowl appearance.
I was so happy to be out of my house. I was so happy to be out of my house when I finally got to college. I had brought my stereo with me. This is back in the day before you listen to music off of your computer. And first song I put on was ATLians, and I turned it up as loud as I could turn it up and just was like, yes, I'm freaking out of the house. This is the best. Still love ATLians so much. Yeah,
It's
Philly
been a
looks
while.
okay. Philly might do something silly here and really challenge this Seahawks
That would
team.
be bad for our bet because that would create Seattle a need to go
It
a
would.
little more aggressive.
It would
Got to
be
be
bad.
aggressive.
It
Yeah,
would be
what we're
bad.
gonna need here is a turnover. That
A
would be
Wentz
great.
end zone pick would be just about right.
Just special. Yeah, we kind of doubled down on an under. Did we create a P middle?
No,
No,
you
we
can
can't.
only
Yeah,
win
because we would
both.
have gone the other way.
Yeah, no, there's no way to. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, you
no,
can lose. We
my
could lose
brain's
both if
foggy today.
there's. We could lose. We could lose both if they score
40.
31 points in this half.
We don't need
I think.
that.
I know what was my number. I got under 52.
I got 53.
I think I might have gotten 53 too. Hang on a second. I gotta look now.
Bookmaker was 53 on the open, which was. I remember you pointed it out, and you're like, "Should we just bet this because it'll go down?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess."
Yeah.
And we did, and it went down 4 points. What did we close? 49.
Yeah. Well, it bounced on 48 and a half and went back up.
Yeah, there was some resistance there when it crossed 49.
The
A
weather
field goal
looked
here
better.
would be just fantastic.
A field goal
Pick
or
would be fine.
turnover.
We'll stick with it. We'll stick with this till the end of the drive, even though
Well,
I'm tired as fuck.
yeah.
Run on
And-
fumes
yeah.
here. Run
The,
on empty.
Classic.
Jackson Brown.
Yeah. Classic 2-day hangover, 3-day hangover territory for you, probably, huh?
I drank last night too. After I was giddy after the second half win in the Bears game.
That was pretty awesome.
Like it just felt good because we called that. Like we said, Packers stay aggressive.
The live
They
total
get-
in
they
this
get
game
some
is 41 and a half.
They get some scores. You know, Packers score a few times because they don't want to repeat of what happened against the Colts, and then we get garbage time Maserati Mitch, and I mean it still happened. It happened just kind of how it was going to go. That feels better than winning.
If the Seahawks defense gets a stop here and either a stop on fourth down, a turnover, or forces a field goal attempt,
That's a win. There's 8 minutes left.
do we hit a live over?
Are we going with the halftime live? I like that.
I mean,
Full
honestly,
game?
it's down to 41 and a half. If it dips to, I don't want to get ahead of myself because
So what was pregame? That
there's probably
pregame
going to be
would-
there's probably gonna be a flag in the end zone or something insane here.
But halftime was 44 then?
44.
So you'd create a little in the middle, but you got much.
Yeah, but on the full game,
Yeah, 53, yes. We'd have a 12-point middle there.
big fatty. All
Big
right,
fat
timeout,
fatty.
Philly.
Don't kid. Again,
Philly's wasting their timeouts with 8 minutes to
Weird.
play in the third quarter.
I asked you this
do
last
not-
night. I believe I asked you this Sunday, and I'm going to ask you again. What are your percentages for do they play the game Wednesday afternoon? I'm like 40, 60 now.
Really? You
They're-
think it's after
If they
all
have,
this?
if they pop one person tomorrow with a positive, they'll have to push it another day, and then all of a sudden they're a week behind.
When you asked me yesterday, and I said 65%, I've gone up. I'm more like 75% now.
I've gone down. I'm 40, 60. I'm a pessimist. The fact that they're so the only thing that's keeping me above the 39.5% range is the desperation I'm seeing by putting this on a Wednesday. Like they are absolutely all out on having week 18 or pushing this back. Yeah, this is a good call. They might just say zero positive, say fuck it,
They've
play
done
it.
that plenty this
They
year.
have done
I promise. I
They have
promise.
done.
There was
It
a whole
sucks.
there was a whole bunch of funny sack.
I believe that cashed
sack.
some people's over sacks prop. That's
I think it
6
did
sacks.
too. I think it did
yeah,
too.
getting that
They will
done.
just lie and play. That's why I'm like at 75% now. Like the
Yeah,
gears
maybe
are
I'm
in
back up.
motion.
I'm back up to 50 and 50 then.
Okay. All right. I think
If
they're
that
gonna
adds
play. Are we
to
gonna?
100.
The real question is, are we gonna do a halftime scope? And I think the answer to that is yes.
Probably
It'll
will.
be a little
It's
after
gonna be
lunch my
like
time.
4 in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
Oh, we're definitely gonna do it now for sure. For sure. That was a nice sack by Adams. When Adams is going after the freaking quarterback, he is so fun to watch, man.
He
Holy
actually
crap.
got after him earlier in the game, made him
yeah.
throw it away. Like that was
Yeah.
a nice blitz earlier too.
And
And
Jake
yeah, so
Elliott
what time
converts.
does that game start for you? Like 12:40?
Yeah, lunchtime.
It's awesome.
It's
Dude,
great.
it feels like we're back in the NBA bubble shit where there's just games going on at noon in the middle of the week.
I love it. I can't wait.
I hope they do that for the. I hope they do that for the playoffs and just have weird bubble games. Make them
Excellent.
play Thursday and Monday against Washington football team, 72 Dolphins. So get a Mercury Morris burner in the chat.
I got to tell you, one of the reasons that the NFL is so intent on playing this and not just having the Ravens concede is I don't think they want the potential for the Steelers to go 16-0 with one game of one of their wins being a conceded game. Don't you think?
Yeah, that would feel weird. That would.
I think
really
they don't want it. They don't want
the
it.
Dolphins dead by now, though.
I don't think they all are.
No, there's certainly quite a few of them. I'm kidding. I think Don Shula has passed and a couple other ones, but he would have been very old.
Yeah, Don Shula has
on an
passed,
award tour.
All right, 49. That was actually pretty good. The total time of that drive was...
We're at 7. We're exactly at the midway point of the third quarter. So I'm feeling pretty good right now because
that was a 6-minute drive that resulted in 13 plays and 3 points.
The live total has dropped 3.5 points.
I'll take a couple more of those. What is the live total now?
40.5. I think it's just kind of assumed.
I would play 40.5. I would not play 41.5. I'm gonna wait and see if we can get another defensive stop here. If we
can get to what are we sitting on? We're sitting on a 23.
Yeah. This is exactly what I'm worried about. When the Seahawks are in a primetime game, the fourth quarter does turn into a shit show. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, this is the score there'll be 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and this will be the score, 14-9, and the game will end up in overtime somehow with a 5-point lead. That's how ridiculous.
How does that
Seattle
work?
Seahawks have never played a normal game.
Field goal and safety, yeah, sure. All right. Let's call it. Good work by you. We'll touch base again.
Look at this. We have closing credits now, guys.
Oh yeah.
For anybody that stayed.
Roll the credits.
Roll the credits. See you guys. Oh shit.
We got to end the broadcast.